हेलो अस्सलाम वालेकुम स्टूडेंट्स ऑफ क्लास 9th होप यू आर फाइन ओके स्टूडेंट्स। तो आज हम हमारा टॉपिक है इक्वेशन ऑफ मोशन बाय ग्राफिकल मेथड्स। अब हम पढ़ेंगे इक्वेशन ऑफ मोशन। क्या है इक्वेशन ऑफ मोशन? इक्वेशंस ऑफ motion, equations of motion. Okay students, so we can say when an object moves along a straight line with uniform acceleration, it is possible to relate its velocity, acceleration of during a motion, okay, and this distance covered by the object in a certain time interval can be represented by a set of equation, can be related by a set of equation known as equation of motion. तो इस तरह मैं लिखूंगा यहाँ पर this when an object moves along a straight line with uniform acceleration, it is possible to relate its velocity. हम relate कर सकते हैं velocity, its velocity, acceleration, acceleration during this motion, and distance, that's s distance covered by the object in a time interval, during a certain time interval t. ठीक है, ये हम relate कर सकते हैं by a set of equation, by a set of equations known as, उनको बोलते हैं known as equations of motion, ठीक है। इक्वेशन ऑफ मोशन क्या होते हैं? हम रिलेट कर सकते हैं वेलोसिटी, ऑब्जेक्ट्स की वेलोसिटी, एक्सेलरेशन एंड डिस्प्लेसमेंट, these three fundamental quantities, very important quantity, velocity, acceleration, distance with time, रिलेट कर सकते हैं, ठीक है, by set of equation known as equations of motion. तो there are यहाँ पर लिखूंगा there are three equations of motion, such as which are these are as number first हम लिख सकते हैं, first is v is equal to u plus at. Okay students, v is equal to u plus at. Second equation है s is equal to ut plus 1/2 at square students. तो third one is 2as is equal to v square minus u square. These are the three equations of motion. And students, this equation first यहाँ पर this equation first represents the velocity time relationship. This equation first it represents velocity, यहाँ पर लिखूँ मैं velocity time. This equation first represents velocity time relationship, ठीक है। And this object, that's v is equal to ut plus 1/2 at, v is equal to u plus at. And this equation, the equation second, it represents this position, position time relationship. Okay students, and equation third, it represents it describes the position, velocity, it describes the relation between position and the velocity, relationship. Okay students, so these are the three equations. Number first equation is v is equal to u plus at, and number second s is ut plus 1/2 at square, and third one is 2as is equal to v square minus u square. These are the three equation. यहाँ पर लिखेंगे हम wire, यहाँ पर लिखेंगे wire this u is equal to, u is the initial velocity, आप लिख सकते हैं यहाँ पर v is the initial, u is the initial velocity of the object, ठीक है, initial velocity of the object with uniform acceleration in a time interval t. Okay students, तो उसके बाद है हम देखेंगे v is final velocity, p represents final velocity of the object, ठीक है, and this a is acceleration. यहाँ पर हम लिख सकते हैं a क्या होता है? a is acceleration of the object, uniformly acceleration, ठीक है, and this t is time interval, सॉरी यहाँ पर एक और क्वांटिटी लिखना हमें, डिस्टेंस, s is distance, s is equal to distance moved by the object during time interval t. During the time interval t. Distance moved by the distance covered, yeah, distance moved the object in time interval, time interval t. Okay, students, you know t is time interval. T is time interval. ठीक है? These are the three equations of motion. Students, याद रखना. These three equations, they are very important equation. We can derive these equations, these three equations one by graphical methods. Okay, students, these three equations can be derived by this graphical methods. ये हम one by one इनको derive कर सकते हैं one by one. By these three equations can be derived by graphical methods. By graphical methods. Graphical methods हम इसको derive कर सकते हैं. तो students, this is all about equation of motion. Equation of motion simply is a set of equations which relates velocity, acceleration, and distance covered by the object in a certain interval of time t. This is known as equation of motion. Three very important equation. First one is v is equal to u plus 80. Second one is s equal to ut plus 1 half 80 square. And this third one is 2as is equal to v square minus u. ये आपको तो अगले हम क्लास में हम डिस्क्राइब डिराइव करेंगे इक्वेशन. फर्स्ट v is equal to u plus 80 पहले 1, उसके बाद ये दिस इक्वेशन, उसके बाद दिस इक्वेशन 1 by. Okay, so hope you understand this equation of motion. Thank you.